Welcome to another episode of Kate Simplified channel. In this episode, we are going to look at spreadsheet basic formatting. Spreadsheet basic formatting. Right. Now let's look at the spreadsheet basic format and then function. Now, when we talk about the formula in spreadsheet, it's an expression that performs calculations on values in a spreadsheet. And it can be used to add, to subtract, to multiply, to divide, or apply more complex mathematical functions like we normally use in our math class. Now, in spreadsheet, we use minus, that's subtraction with this symbol. Addition, we use the plus symbol like on your calculator. Division, we use the /, take note. Multiplication, we use asterisk. Exponential or exponentiation, we use caret. That is when you press the shift and then 6, it will give you. And then we must take note that all formulas must also begin with equal sign. In spreadsheet, whatever formula you enter, you must begin with equal sign. So for example here, if we want to add whatever that's in A1 and then to B1, we just press equal sign, A1 plus A2 or B2. Oh, sorry, B1. So we use equal sign first, and then we use the operators also in between the cells. Now, what do you mean by a function here? A function is also a formula, but then this one is an inbuilt, it's already in Excel. And a common example of function is sum. We have the average with AVG. So we'll be looking at different types of functions in spreadsheet. And the functions must also begin with equal sign. Right. Now, if I want to add the content from A1 to A10, I'll just press equal sign, sum, and then A1 up to A10. That means from A1 to A10. And then we use the column to give the range. Some common examples of functions in spreadsheet that we are going to look at today will be average, to calculate the average, min, to find the smallest value, max, to find the largest value. So average, to calculate the average, in math we call it the mean. And then the min function, to calculate the smallest value. The max function to calculate the largest value. And then we also have mode to calculate most frequently occurring number. And then we also have sum for addition. We have product for multiplication. And so on. So there are so many functions that we'll be looking at today. Right, let's go straight to our questions. Now, in these questions here, we have this data, and then the question is we must find the number of learners going on tour. Now, the number, that means we are counting. Whenever you see number means count. So we must put the answer here. Right, even the question stated, let's go to the question again. So that whenever you get a question, you know how to answer it. Yeah, the organizers would like to know how many learners are going on. So use a function in cell G27 to calculate the number of learners for 2 marks. And then use a function in cell G20 to determine the lowest amount paid. So here we move straight to G27. The number we use count. So like I said, every function must begin with equal sign. So you press equal sign and then you start typing count. Now, when you start typing, it will give you have the count, you have the counter, you have the count blank, count if, and the rest. So now here, if you are counting numbers, like in column F, then we will use count. You double click on that count, then you go to the function or the formula bar. You see fx, which says insert function. You click on it. So that is going to give you the function argument, this box. Then it says value 1. Value 1 meaning that you select your range. From F6 to F25. There we go. So we have 20. And at the same one, we could have used counter. Counter is used to count letters or like names, but not numbers. So when you say counter, then we have to select the names. If they are letters or names, then we use counter. So we got the same answer, 20. When you use count, you must select the column that contains numbers or currency. When you use counter, you can select the content like the surnames, the names, the date of birth, and then the cell phone numbers. Right, the next question, the lowest amount paid in. So these are the amount in column F. So we want to calculate the lowest, that's the smallest amount. And then, like I said, the lowest we use min, equal sign, min. As you start typing, you will see fx next to it, double click on it, and then you go to the formula bar, the fx. So the number, you select the amount paid. And then you click OK. So here the lowest amount is 80 Rand. Then the average amount paid in, we use the function called average. You click on fx, and then you select again the column F. Then the total amount paid in. When you see the word total amount, that means we use sum, we are adding. So we use sum, equal sign, sum. We click on fx, and then you select the amount. And here it says the value that occurred the most. The value that occurred the most, that is the mode. Most frequently occurring number is mode. You click on fx again, and then you select. And then the number of grade 10 learners, the number of grade 10 learners. Now you can see here the learners, we have different learners. The classes, we have grade 10, we have 10A, 10B, or the number of grade 10A learners, yes. So we are looking for those who are from grade 10A. So because we are selecting only grade 10A from this column, there's a function called you are counting with a condition, which is the count if. So here we use count if, equal sign, count if. You double click on FX again. Then here it says range. Range meaning that you must select the values under that column. And then the criteria, which one are we looking for? 10A. There we go. So we got three. There are three of them. So that's how we use count if. Count if equals sign, count if, or count ifs. Count ifs is more than one criteria. So count if, you click on FX, the range, you select the column that contains the values. And then the criteria, which one are we looking for? 10A. And then the number of learners who paid in 500 or more is also count if, because here there are people who paid 500 or more, or those who paid less than that. So because we are not selecting everything here, we have to use count if. Count if the range, you select the amount, and then the criteria, the question says 500 or more. That means greater than or equals to 500. When you see greater than or equals, that means from. So greater than or equals to 500. That's how we write in math or in spreadsheet. Greater than or equals to. You know, in math, the equals to would have been down here, but here we write greater than equals to 500. Right. And then there are also a time that you can be given a question to do some arithmetic calculation. Let's say every learner was supposed to pay 1,000 rand. Now this person paid 950. So what is the amount outstanding? I think there was a question like that. Let's check the question again. In G29, calculate the total still outstanding. No, not that one. Here, the total amount that the learner must pay in for the tour is 1,000 rand. The amount that the learners already paid are indicated in column F. Use a formula. So here is not a function. In cell G6 to calculate how much money is still outstanding for each learner. So here, because the question is how much, we need to use the formula and then we calculate. Now, every learner is supposed to pay 1,000. And then a formula, remember, must begin with equal sign. So equal sign 1,000. Don't put the rand symbol there. Minus this amount. You don't type 950. You click on the cell. So equals to 1,000 minus this cell that contains the amount paid. So here is 50. And then how do you autofill here? You click on the answer, put the mouse pointer over there so that it changes to that plus symbol. That's the autofill symbol. Double click. It will autofill for all of them. So to calculate for each and every person. Right. And then the last part here. If I want to insert a new column, I right click, insert. Now, when I insert a new column, let's say I want to number them from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I type 1. You put the autofill symbol here, double click. It will give you 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now you will see at the end, we call it autofill option. You click on the arrow, then you choose fill series. So the interval is 1, 1, then to autofill for you, instead of you to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And then the last function is random number. Let's say from 1 to 10. Now, whenever you see random number from 1 to 10, we use range between. Range between. So equal sign range between. You click on FX. The bottom number is where it is starting from. In this case, 1. The top number is where it is ending, which is 10. And remember, it will give you volatile because it is random. So here it gives me 3. If I double click and I press enter again, the value will change. But all the time should be from 1 to 10. Yeah. Right. Thank you for your precious time.